Hey, this is Josh Hirschberg with the Northwest Avalanche Center. We're bringing you a new feature. That's our video version of a weekend outlook. And today I'm in the Stevens Pass zone. Beautiful views today. Nice sunny day. You can see Glacier Peak behind me. In the morning, skinning up here was pretty firm. I had to use my ski crampons. So that's a piece of equipment you might want to use if you're on skis or board. And we're going to talk about some general conditions that you might experience throughout the zones. And remember to keep checking the forecast for the specific zone that you're going to travel in. Now, before we move to a sunny slope, I do want to note that there are some zones that are still dealing with persistent slab avalanche problems. And if you're traveling in a zone with persistent slabs in the forecast, remember that these are very dangerous and can be deadly avalanches. And of all the avalanche problems, they account for the majority of avalanche fatalities in the US. So keep a lookout for those persistent slabs. But here today, we're going to focus on sunny slopes and wet avalanches, which will be a concern through the weekend in most zones. So let's go check that out. I'm in the Stevens Pass backcountry. I'm around 5,250 feet on a southeast aspect. And today we're really looking for wet avalanches. This is the third day of warming after weeks of really warm temperatures. But we're really looking at the surface conditions here and the surface crusts and if they're getting wet and weak as they warm. So on this real sunny slope, right now it's about 11:30 in the morning, and the surface, the top like 5 inches or so, had been a solid frozen crust, which now is getting pretty soft and melting on the surface, although the lower part of that is still staying hard. Another thing that I'm interested to see is that there are, in the upper snowpack, there are some more stout crusts. About a foot below the surface is this foot thick section of frozen crusts. And you can see this stuff's staying together, staying pretty frozen. This developed in mid-January, and so far during the recent warming, that upper snowpack crust hasn't really broken down. It's just been the surface. But on a more simple level, another thing I can do is walk around with my skis off or board off and see how much I'm sinking into the snow. Here you can tell that I'm sinking in about 5 inches or so. I'm staying on top of that frozen surface crust. I'm not breaking through it. Now, as the day warms, if I were to start sinking through it and sinking as deep as my boot tops, I would start to be concerned about potential for wet avalanches on this sunny slope. So that would be a point where I might avoid going onto the slope and stick to a shadier aspect or a lower angle aspect. So as we go into the weekend, we're going to see more warm temperatures. Continue to check the forecast. Continue to check these surface conditions to see, are they frozen or are they wet and weak, and keep an eye out for wet avalanches.